Today, we say farewell to Chris Rea, the beloved voice of Christmas, who passed away at 74, just days before the holiday. His family shared that he died peacefully, surrounded by loved ones. For many, his music is the sound of the season, comforting, hopeful, and full of joy. Chris was more than the man behind Driving Home for Christmas. He was a gifted songwriter whose gravelly voice told stories of love, loss, and life. His songs have marked our lives, especially now, as his most famous anthem takes on new meaning this year. We celebrate Chris Rea, a resilient, humble artist whose legacy will forever be part of our Christmas memories. Before the world knew his name, Chris Rea was simply a young man from Middlesbrough, working behind the counter of his family's beloved ice cream shop. The Rea's Ices van was a familiar sight in the neighbourhood, and Chris spent his days scooping ice cream for smiling customers, learning the value of honest work and community spirit. It was a humble beginning, far removed from the bright lights of the music industry, but it laid the foundation for everything that was to come. Chris was born to Italian and Irish parents, growing up in a close-knit family where traditions ran deep, and every meal was a celebration of heritage. Their modest home in northern England was filled with laughter, stories, and the comforting aroma of home-cooked meals. Life was simple, and music was not yet a central part of it. Instead, Chris's early years were shaped by the warmth of family bonds and the lessons of resilience passed down through generations. Unlike many musicians, Chris didn't start playing guitar as a child. It wasn't until his 20s that he picked up the instrument, teaching himself to play with patience and determination. He found inspiration in the raw emotion of blues and the energy of rock, spending countless hours practicing chords and listening to records. The music spoke to him, awakening a passion he never knew he had, and slowly he began to dream of something more. The values Chris learned from his hard-working family, perseverance, humility, and honesty, became the backbone of his songwriting. He poured real experiences and emotions into his lyrics, crafting songs that felt genuine and relatable. Whether he was writing about heartbreak, hope, or the struggles of everyday life, Chris's music always reflected the lessons he learned at home. Chris wrote about the things he knew best: love, longing, and the search for meaning in a complicated world. His songs resonated with listeners because they were rooted in real life, drawn from his own journey and the people he met along the way. Every lyric was a window into his soul, capturing the joys and sorrows of ordinary existence. That first spark of music, ignited in his 20s, soon grew into a burning passion. Chris's journey took him from small local gigs and street performances to the grand stages of international concerts. Each step was a testament to his dedication and love for music, as he transformed from a local lad into a global artist, inspiring fans around the world. Yet, through all the fame and success, Chris Rea never lost sight of where he came from. He remained grounded, always returning to his roots in Middlesbrough, greeting fans with warmth and humility, and cherishing quiet moments with family. His journey is a reminder that no matter how far you go, the values you carry from home will always shape who you become. Chris Rea's rise was steady, not sudden, built on talent and persistence. After joining a local band, his unique voice led to a solo deal and a breakthrough with Fool, If You Think It's Over. Hits like Let's Dance and On the Beach made him a star, but he stayed grounded, preferring the studio to the spotlight. Albums like The Road to Hell and Auberge topped charts, blending rock, pop, and blues with powerful themes. Chris's authenticity and emotional honesty won him a loyal following. He poured his soul into every song, earning respect as a true artist. From humble beginnings to stardom, Chris remained the real deal. The story behind Driving Home for Christmas began in 1978, during a particularly challenging period for Chris Rea. At the time, Chris was struggling to make ends meet as a musician, facing the harsh realities of life on the road and the uncertainty of his career. The winter was especially unforgiving, with icy winds and heavy snow blanketing the city, making every day feel even more difficult. Stranded in London, broke and unable to drive himself home, Chris found himself relying on his wife Joan for support. She drove into the city to pick him up, and together they loaded their bags into the car, bracing themselves for a long, cold journey back to their hometown. The city streets were slick with ice, and the air was filled with the quiet hush of falling snow, making the world outside feel both magical and isolating. As they crawled through endless traffic, surrounded by other weary travelers, Chris tried to lift their spirits. He began humming a simple melody, letting the rhythm of the car and the glow of red tail lights inspire him. With nothing but a notebook and a pen, he started jotting down lyrics, capturing the small moments, the foggy windows, the laughter, the longing to be home, that made the journey memorable. At first, the song was never meant for anyone else to hear. It was just a personal memento, a way for Chris to hold on to hope and find comfort during hard times. The lyrics reflected his own feelings of nostalgia and the bittersweet joy of returning to loved ones after a long absence. It was a private creation, born from a moment of vulnerability and longing. He finished the song on that snowy drive, weaving together memories and emotions into a melody that perfectly captured the spirit of heading home for the holidays. The road ahead was uncertain, but the warmth of the car and the promise of reunion gave him hope. Every mile brought them closer to family, to comfort, and to the simple joys of Christmas. That spontaneous tune, born from frustration and longing, would eventually become a Christmas classic. Over the years, it found its way into the hearts of millions, played in living rooms filled with laughter and warmth, and sung by families gathered around the fire. The song's humble beginnings only made its message more powerful. Sometimes the best songs come from the most unexpected moments, those times when life feels uncertain, and music becomes a way to connect, to heal, and to celebrate the journey itself. Chris's simple act of singing in the car turned a difficult night into something magical, reminding us all that inspiration can strike when we least expect it. Chris's journey home became everyone's anthem, a song that captures the universal longing to be with loved ones, no matter how long or difficult the road may be. For years, driving home for Christmas was just a private song, one that Chris Rea wrote for himself, never imagining it would one day become a holiday anthem. The melody was born out of a real-life moment, inspired by a long, snowy drive home to Middlesbrough, with Chris and his wife stuck in traffic, watching the world outside their car window transform into a winter wonderland. He scribbled down lyrics on scraps of paper, capturing the bittersweet feeling of longing, anticipation, and the simple joy of returning home for the holidays. Chris worried it might hurt his serious musician image. At the time, he was known for his bluesy, heartfelt songs, and a Christmas tune felt almost too light-hearted, too sentimental. He kept the song tucked away, unsure if the world was ready to hear this softer, more personal side of him. It finally saw release as a B-side in 1986, almost by accident. The record label needed an extra track, and Chris reluctantly offered up his hidden gem. There was no grand marketing plan, no expectation that it would become anything more than a footnote in his discography. The song didn't top charts overnight. Instead, it quietly grew into a beloved holiday staple. Year after year, it found its way onto more playlists, soundtracking countless journeys home, from bustling cities to sleepy villages, as families reunited for Christmas. Its magic lies in its authenticity, capturing the real, sometimes messy journey home at Christmas. Unlike other holiday songs filled with fantasy, this one spoke to the everyday experience, the traffic jams, the cold, the hope, and the warmth waiting at the end of the road. Chris's warm voice made it feel like a friend riding beside you. The gentle piano, the steady rhythm, and the heartfelt lyrics created a sense of comfort, as if the song itself was guiding you safely home through the snow. Now it's the unofficial start of the holidays for millions, played in cars and homes everywhere. The opening notes spark memories and anticipation, marking the true beginning of the festive season for families across generations. The song he once doubted became his most enduring legacy. It's a testament to the power of honest storytelling and the universal longing to be with loved ones at Christmas. Driving home for Christmas is now woven into the fabric of the festive season, a gentle reminder that sometimes the most unexpected songs become the ones we cherish most. Behind the music, Chris Rea fought a relentless battle with his health. Diagnosed with pancreatic cancer at 33, he endured major surgeries and lifelong complications, including diabetes and kidney issues. Despite daily struggles, he never let illness define him. Music remained his lifeline. Even after a stroke in 2016, Chris returned to the stage, determined to keep performing. His resilience inspired fans and proved his strength of character. Chris's story is one of courage, grit, and an unbreakable spirit. He was a musician to the core, no matter the obstacles. Chris's health struggles led him to embrace the blues, his true musical love. After major surgery, he shifted away from pop hits, creating raw, heartfelt blues albums like Dancing Down the Stony Road. This new direction was about authenticity, not commercial success. He poured his pain and resilience into his music, finding healing and purpose. The blues became his therapy, a way to leave a legacy for his daughters. Chris's later work is a testament to the power of music to transform suffering into beauty. He showed that true artistry comes from the heart, even in the darkest times. Chris Rea's dry wit and humility made him beloved beyond his music. He often joked about driving home for Christmas, amused that his biggest hit came from a moment of misery. His self-deprecating humor shone in interviews. He never took himself too seriously. Laughter was his way of coping with illness, refusing to let it define him. Chris saw himself as a regular bloke, always surprised by his own fame. His warmth and humor inspired others facing their own challenges. Chris's legacy is as much about his spirit as his songs. As we say goodbye, Chris Rea's music feels more alive than ever. His songs are companions on life's journey, evoking memories and emotions with every note. Driving Home for Christmas, once a private tune, is now a symbol of hope and homecoming. This year it carries a new poignancy, a tribute to the man who gave us its joy. Chris's story of perseverance and humility will continue to inspire. His light hasn't gone out. It shines on in every song. So, as you make your journey home, turn up the volume and remember Chris Rea. Thank you, Chris, for the music. Your songs will live on forever.